What's good, you guys? It's your boy, Big Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Man, I am super excited that the NBA season is around the corner. We got preseason basketball coming up. You know what I mean? It's already on the way, and the NBA season is only about 4 weeks away. So, a lot of stuff going on in the world of the NBA, and a lot of drama, a lot of controversy too to go along with it. So, strap yourselves up. We got a crazy season ahead of us. But I wanted to talk about the whole situation between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. As it was released from yesterday, thanks to TMZ, there was an altercation between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. And I'm sure everybody has seen the video up to this point. And obviously, I made the rounds, listening to various people like Ticket, people like Lamont, people like LVZ, you know what I mean? I've been, making the rounds, just, trying to get the feel about what's been going on between the two men and the replies around it. It's been mixed all over. But I will say this, though. My 2 cents of the situation is that it's a very unfortunate situation that, basically happened. And, I've been involved in practice fights before. I've seen many practice fights before. And in most instances, when any of this stuff like that happens, it's just out of either competitiveness or some trash talking that sometimes may go a little bit too far, things of that sort. And so I wasn't really, tripping too much when the video happened. It's just that what shocked me is that it was, the way that it went down, and basically the reply of that is what kind of drew me in a bit. But here's my 2 cents about it. Draymond Green, who's basically 32 years old, who's been with the Warriors since 2012, he should have known better. You know what I mean? You're one of the main leaders of the team and one of the most important players on that team, and hugely responsible for the 4 championships that the Golden State Warriors have had in this, decade. And you're out there, you know what I mean? You talk trash, that's fine. But then it goes over the line, and then you decide to take the other route and try to punch your own teammate in the face. I mean, it's just very disappointing that it went that route. Now, my issue about the whole situation comes down to 3 different things. Number one, what was being said between the two players that pretty much led up to that point. Now, I've been reading various articles, and basically what it was being reported is that it was just pretty much an incident where, it was just a regular trash talking, incident between the two guys. But I'm not believing that. I believe that there was something more to it that pretty much led up to that point. And then number two, you know what I mean? Where were the coaches at when it got really to that point where, okay, things might start to spill over? They should have been immediately pulled Draymond Green back, or either pulled Jordan Poole back and cut this nonsense off immediately. That would have prevented this from happening. And number three, and this is the most important point of this entire video, who was the person that recorded the video and sent it to TMZ, knowing that many sports organizations specifically sign NDAs, non disclosure agreements, which basically entails that anything that you film has to be given permission by the organization themselves, unless if it's a crime or whatever. That then the judge can pretty much throw the NDA out the window. But the thing I had a problem is that who was that person that took the tape and sent it to TMZ? You know what I mean? This is something that should have never been sent out to the media in the first place, right? I'm not trying to defend the actions of Draymond Green or Jordan Poole at all. All I'm saying is, who was that person that sent out the tape and sent it to the media? You know when that this was going to create a media firestorm, and it already has right now. People have been talking about it in the last 24 hours. It's been crazy nonstop media coverage. But the implication is simple as this. There was an article that got released by ESPN pretty much saying that Draymond Green gave a public apology and was going to take a some time off to step away from the incident following that. And he pretty much said, and end quote, I'm going to continue to stay away as I've been away and continue to work on it myself, but also just give the guys space. I do want to give my team some space. I want to give Jordan some space, and then also take a few days off to continue working on myself and take some time to let everything breathe. Now, as soon as the incident happened, Draymond Green initially apologized to Poole and to the team on Thursday before he immediately left the facilities and went home. In addition to that apology, and this is an article I'm reading from ESPN, Green said he has apologized to Poole individually and offered apologies to Poole's family. But Green does not know how his apologies have landed to Poole yet. He also said, end quote, Jordan's feelings are the most important. And to be honest, I'm not sure how he feels. That's not the bridge we have crossed yet, nor should it be a bridge that we crossed yet. The most important thing initially is to allow Jordan to work through his thoughts and not me trying to persuade his thoughts one way or another. And then when he talked about the video incident, this is what he had to say. End quote. I watched the video 15 times and maybe more. Because when I watched the video, I'm like, yo, this looks awful. This looks even worse than I thought it was. It's pathetic. Well, maybe you should have thought about it before you actually did it. You know, my mom always says, think first before you do something. And I think that's been a problem for Draymond Green throughout his career, that he doesn't initially think when things like that happen. He just goes through the motions, and sometimes he doesn't make the right decisions when he's at that emotional point. But let's be real. When grown men, get emotional to that point, they don't make the right decisions either. So I'm not trying to defend that at all. But this creates a very interesting situation because on several fronts. One, Poole is going to be eligible for a rookie extension, and his representation is in the process of negotiating with the Warriors, and they have until October 17th on that deadline to try to get a new deal, which voids the possibility of him becoming a restricted free agency next summer. On the other side of the ball, Green has a player option waiting for him at the end of the season. And if it's not picked up, he can be an unrestricted free agent in 2024. And Green believes that him and the Warriors will not reach an agreement this year. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Will the Warriors finally let Draymond Green walk? Or will they work out a deal to try to keep him around in Golden State? That's going to be the interesting thing. And I don't know. Are they gonna let this incident and also various incidents, in the past dictate his future with the Warriors? We don't know. But all I gotta say is that let's be real about several things. You may not like the guy, all right? You may not like his antics. You may not like how he, projects himself. You may not like how he views a lot of different things. But the one thing's for certain is that he's a very good basketball player, and he deserves respect. You know what I mean? And I really don't like it when a lot of people around YouTube basically take shots and saying that he sucks. All right. And I know I'm going into a separate point, but I just have to say this though too. Listen, you don't have to like the guy, but if you guys believe that he's a guy, that he made his accomplishments by just talking his way into getting there, you're just being delusional, and you're not really seeing the value of a basketball player. Just because he doesn't score 30 points a game does not diminish his value as a basketball player. You have to look at the intangibles of Draymond Green. And that's all I got to say about that. But I will tell you this. It will be very, very interesting how this will look heading into next offseason, and how the Warriors will either bring him back or let him walk and try to restructure the roster. Very interesting. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, that's all I got to say for it. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll be back on the next one. Peace.